My name is Kaela Moore, and I really care deeply about figuring out how to get my regular life still being in a wheelchair. So, how can I keep going in the life that I had planned for myself? One of my biggest joys is like working out and going to CrossFit. And I have amazing physical trainer. We go through the gym and we're like, well, we can use this, we can do this. And using that adaptivity and creativity and all those things together has really given me motivation in getting my whole life back together. My life before my injury, I had everything going on track. I just graduated college. I had started a full-time career in insurance and was moving forward in that. I had just bought my own house. I was working part-time at the little bar uptown. I was just a very busy, outgoing, everywhere person. My injury was I was in a car. So friends had come and picked me up and they had been working on a truck all day. So we went to test drive the truck and we stopped at some other friend's house. And when we left there, they went out of the driveway and kind of fishtailed. And then there were curves. And when we hit the curves, he went to downshift and lost control. And it was a rollover car accident. So I was ejected and I broke my back at T7-8. And then a bunch of ribs and my wrist, and spent 3 weeks at Via Christi in Wichita. And then I spent about 3 months at Craig in Inglewood, Colorado. Our wreck was on November 15th of 2015. Initially after the wreck, when I woke up, I was laying in a ditch. My other friend, Jay, my boyfriend actually now, was in the ditch laying beside me, like a little ways away. And I could hear him screaming. And then the driver was our friend, Ben, and he was able to walk and ran to the house where we had been, which was about a half mile away, ran there to get help. But I remember moving around and trying to feel. And when I lifted up this arm, this wrist just fell. I felt around and my stomach was numb. And so I thought, well, maybe I have internal bleeding. What's going on? And then I went to move my legs and realized that I couldn't move my feet. In my head, the whole time, I was like, oh, it's just broke. We're just going to fix it. They'll get us to the hospital to fix it. We're going to be good. Finally, the firefighters showed up and they're working on me. And this one guy, I knew who he was and he was working on me, whatever. And I said, Gary, don't do that. And he's like, Kaela? And I was like, yeah. He goes, oh my God, and just started yelling to everybody because they realized who it was at that point. And at that point, I realized how bad I was. I realized that if he doesn't know who I am, that the blood over my face, shit, this is bad. So then we got in the hospital and of course, doctor's like, yep, you're going into surgery. Then I got out and they're like, well, try to move this, try to move that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no. And so that's kind of when it hit me that, oh, this might be real, but still, you still have all these people and they're like, a lot of times people do walk again and stuff. So I had this positive attitude from the very beginning that I was going to get my normal life back. Then once I got to Craig, I met with the spinal cord doctors and the doctor looked at me and he goes, you have a 1 to 10% chance of ever walking again. And that's the day that it hit me that that's not the high odds that we were talking, from the very beginning. So now I've got to get the most normal life back of all my goals that I had. A major barrier for me was being such an extrovert and so outgoing and having things going all the time. And then being at a point in my life where I had to lay in bed and heal and focus on me and how to sit up, how to roll over, how to give myself a drink of water, how to cook myself dinner. And I didn't want to ask for help. I want to do it. I don't even remember what I was doing that day, but I didn't want anybody to help me. And this lady sat me down, and I'm a Christian and a godly person, and she knew that. And so she said, listen, when people offer to help you, they are doing their work to serve the Lord, and you're denying them, and therefore you're denying God to help you. And so that mentally helped me accept help from others more, which has helped me move further in my goals and my life. But I gained my independence. I have to give credit to those people in my life. I have amazing mother and boyfriend and dad and brother who helped me with everything. I mean, my mom helped me clean. My dad helped me build my house. My brother is a paramedic. He's helped pick me off the floor a lot. My boyfriend does everything, like things that I could never imagine, asking anybody else to do, and he just does them without asking. So like without these team of people, I couldn't be where I am. I have a wonderful job and an employer that gave me time off through the rec and knew that I had been through the 2 years of training and kept me on and has helped me. I have had Craig being an amazing support team and resources. So getting to where I am, I would have to say goes to allowing to be open enough to utilize the resources to get your life back together. In all realms of relationships, they changed. You find out who your friends are. When I got injured, I have so many people in my life that were there and were willing to help with anything that I can call in the drop of a hat. But I've had a lot of people that say, call me if you need something. And then you call and they're like, wow, I'm busy, da, 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 da. And you really find out who's willing to help you. And you start to really realize that those people that are willing to help you, you will go through hell or high water for them, and they will do the same for you. There's some people that I just couldn't, all they want to do is talk about, well, you can't do this. Well, you can't do this and da, da, da. No, but I can do this and I can do this and I will be able to do this. Surrounding yourself with that positivity and those positive relationships. It's a smaller group of friends, but it's definitely worth it. As far as like boyfriend, girlfriend goes, it is a lot different too. You become a lot more dependent on each other and you're so much more open. In a normal relationship, you don't have to worry about your partner accidentally peeing or pooping the bed. It's those sorts of things where you get closer and you become seriously one person with that person because you go through all these things together. Even just cooking dinner, like you have to rely like, hey, grab that pan. And then I'm doing this. And he knows that he can be like, hey, do this because it's something that I can do while he does something that I can't do. My most surprising accomplishments since being injured is probably my ability to figure out how to transfer places. Transferring and being able to get off the couch, get out of bed, get into my truck, get into the camper. Anytime I find a new transfer, I'm like, oh, I like throw a little internal party. I have not accomplished it yet, but I'm working on my MBA and I'm almost halfway through my master's. So that's just been a huge accomplishment for me to do that on top of a full-time job and injuries and stuff. It's even just that much more of an accomplishment because there's that much more to it. Other skills that I really am looking forward to is I'd love to figure out a floor transfer. When I first meet a newly injured person, my first advice is to don't deny help and to keep a positive attitude and find the light in anything you can, whether it be a friend messaging you, whether it be the fact that you took a drink on your own, that you took a bite of food on your own, and to strive off of that. Being in a spinal cord injury, one of the worst things you can do is get into the side of your head of what you can't do. And then you dwell on that and it makes you depressed and it makes everything else seem dark. Everything that we do is an accomplishment. I mean, the fact that you had a good poop in the morning can mean that you don't have to worry about it the rest of the day. Find those light in those moments and be like, today's going to be a good day. I emptied out. Keep the positivity and make yourself smile. If you're a jokester, joke about it, make humor in it, but find that positivity because that will keep your motivation going and give you the best quality of life that you can have moving forward. When it comes to walking again, everybody thinks that's the main goal. My main goal is to live life. But if I was so focused on walking and going to all these therapies and doing all these like stem cell procedures and different things like that, I think I would lose track of what actually brings me joy in life, which was my family and my friends and cooking dinner for the people that I love or doing projects and things. I've just came to accept that my injury is part of who I am. I have to be thankful for the things that it has brought me in my life, which sounds crazy. People are like, what could it have brought you that you're thankful for? But I have met so many incredible people. The strongest, most intelligent people that I have met are wheelchair users that I have met because I've been injured. And they have given me motivation just to be a better person in life. And so, no, I don't necessarily focus on walking. I focus on living life and making myself as happy as I can each day.